in the AFC North, when we think about the Browns, you may get ahead of the Steelers, but not the Ravens. You may get ahead of the Ravens, but not the Steelers. But you ain't getting ahead of both of them. I don't believe it. And I think that last year, the Steelers, obviously, injuries hurt them to a great degree with Devin Bush and I forgot who else, Dupree as well. So I'm just looking at it from that perspective. I expect them to be back. I expect them to have a better year. Obviously, this could end up being Ben Roethlisberger's last. We know they've got weapons at the wideout spot. No disrespect to James Conner. I like him a great deal, but I'm happy he's in Arizona because I never thought that he was the guy that they needed coming out of that backfield personally. I definitely thought they needed to upgrade at the running back spot because the Steelers have had one of the worst rushing attacks in football for the last 3 years consecutively. That is just un-Steelers-like. It's unacceptable, and I think that Mike Tomlin is going to rectify that as well. All those things point to me looking at the Cleveland Browns as a wild card team that'll be going home come playoff time.
Yeah, I think if you look at the Browns, I think their goals are a little bit more lofty than being the best team in the North. I don't think Pittsburgh right now, based on where they are, their offensive line has been soft, and until they fix that, until they prove that they can replace Bud Dupree with somebody opposite T.J. Watt, I'm still going to be skeptical about where they are as a team from a physicality standpoint. That's one. You look at Baltimore. Baltimore's had the best defense in the division. That division is generally won by the team that has the best defense, not necessarily the team that has the best quarterback. I'll give you, Lamar Jackson is the best quarterback, but he's still got to improve. The signing of Jadeveon Clowney, does it move the meter? Does it change anything? It gives Cleveland another impact player in the front seven. But let's understand why Jadeveon Clowney is on his, his third or fourth team in as many years? It's because of his inability to get to the quarterback. He is an impact player. He is a disruptor. He can dominate in the front seven, but his inability to rush the passer has been the issue. And that's the Browns' issue right now. The Browns need somebody opposite Myles Garrett. Let's go back to the playoff game when they played the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's go back to that. They could not get off the field from a defensive perspective. That's what hurt them. So you got to have dudes that can close the game. You got to have guys on opposite ends that can get to the quarterback when you have a lead in the fourth quarter, because you're not going to blow everybody out. I love what the Browns are, the best offensive line in football. Kevin Stefanski has changed Baker Mayfield. I get all of that. But until you get somebody opposite Myles Garrett that can close the game out, I'm still going to be skeptical. So the signing of Jadeveon Clowney didn't change really a whole lot.
But are you buying Jadeveon Clowney, talking about one of the reasons he can't get to the quarterback? You said he's an impact player on defense, but he can't get to the quarterback is because he gets doubled. And on the other side with Myles Garrett, now you won't be able to do that to Clowney, so he will improve getting to the quarterback by virtue of the fact he's playing opposite Garrett?
Listen, when you're one of the best players in this league, you always get double. Go back and look at J.J. Watt when he was Defensive Player of the Year 3 years in a row. You think he didn't get double? What about Aaron Donald? He's been the best player in the league, arguably outside of Patrick Mahomes, for the last 6 years. You don't think he gets double? When you're that dude, you're going to get doubled. That's part of it. The key is when you're the number one overall pick, that means I'm drafting you to be a Hall of Fame type player. That means you got to see double teams and you got to beat double teams. So, yeah, he's going to get more one-on-ones, but understand this. He played with J.J. Watt. Who do you think they was doubling? They were doubling J.J. Watt. So he's going to get more singles, but that doesn't necessarily make him a better player. So I agree he's going to get more looks. He's going to get more bats at the plate, per se. Doesn't mean he's going to hit the ball out of the park.
Listen, I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I ain't discounting my Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to tell you that right now. I don't give a damn how it looks on paper. Plenty of people
based on what?
Good on paper. Listen, well, first of all, based on their high-powered offense and their passing attack. I mean, you got 5 wideouts that you can throw the football to. I'm looking at, and I know Bud Dupree is going. He's in Tennessee, and I don't know about this guy Highsmith or Allen. We'll see what happens. But Devin Bush is coming back as well. T.J. Watt is still there. I believe in my Pittsburgh Steelers. You can say that. You can shake your head. You can shake your head, Booger McFarland. You go ahead and you do that. But I'm telling you something right now. How many times over the last few years have you looked at the Cleveland Browns and felt like they had some potential? Do you know that the guy that's on the screen with us, Booger McFarland, Max Kellerman, actually was contemplating the Cleveland Browns, not last year, but the year before that. He actually contemplated them going to the AFC Championship game, and I laughed then. I say, no way in hell. All of that stuff with Freddie Kitchens as the coach and Baker Mayfield and then wet behind the ears, breath smelling like Similac.
This is true.
I said, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And all I'm saying to you right now, Booger, you look at them on paper. I give it to y'all. I have to concede that. I'm not blind. But I also know history, and I pay attention to it to some degree. And when I think about the Cleveland Browns, they're not going to get the edge over both of them. If you want to say not Pittsburgh, fine, then I'll take Baltimore. But the Cleveland Browns, to me, they're going to have to prove to me that they can win, in the face of adversity in the AFC North. I don't see it. I see them being a wild card team. I would pick Pittsburgh or Baltimore, one or the other over them. That's all I'm saying.
So listen, here's my comment to you about Pittsburgh. Does somebody in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania have pictures of you doing something that you shouldn't have done?
Like, you don't know that I'm a diehard Steelers fan?
You?
Hold it. You don't know that I'm a diehard Steelers fan?
Okay.
I've been a Steelers fan since I was 3 years old.
You can be a diehard Steelers fan, but I don't care if you was that since birth. That still don't mean you got to believe that they're going to be formidable this year.
I do believe it.
Okay, you can be a fan.
Yeah,
got no offensive line.
Because their offensive line is terrible. Who's going to play opposite? Who's going to run the football? This has been the softest Pittsburgh Steelers team we've seen in a long time. Now, with that being said, I trust Mike Tomlin. I trust him to fix it. Okay, he's one of the greatest coaches that we've ever seen.
But I trust Mike Tomlin.
Somehow.
Why can't I? That's what I'm trying to say. I trust him too. If you can trust him, why can't I?
Yeah, trust. Tell me how they're going to do it, Stephen. Give me some formula besides.
They're going to throw the football.
I think just because I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan and I can wave the terrible towel.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Is this defense real?
Sure.
The defense real, right? Their defense is real and their passing attack is real. The combination of the two is enough for me. How about that? Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.